morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, I couldn't really sleep much today, but I decided we were going to go on YouTube and listen to a bunch of women complain about men. How fucking fun.
When it comes from someone's perspective, they have the international to be out of line with you. You're not going to fumble. You're going to open it up. You're going to take it. You're going to ask this in number up. Don't pause first. So let them sit in that for a couple of seconds to make it awkward. And then you're going to say, do you treat everyone like this, or are you explicitly asking me to tolerate it?
Yeah, you go, girl. Yeah, guys are gonna tolerate it when they got them plowing you in the ass. Whoops, was I supposed to say that out loud? Women. They seem to be the only ones that get mad over really stupid shit. Well, anyway, I was getting back from,
If we run out of ammo, at least we'll have snowballs.
from working out and that. And I decided to go about my work and that. I'm like, okay, if I don't have the doors closed until like 11. And I knew it was going to be a shit fest. To do that one loser dude who's just gonna lose. Call him a loser. He's not a bad guy, he's just
Careful, guys.
fucking weak ass dude that wants to claim that he's strong because he's big. Yeah, he's big, alright. He's big and fat and lazy. He don't do shit. Yeah. Well, anyways, so like, I was sitting there and I called him up and I said, hey, you know, it's like, you let me in that, I gotta take a picture of the thing and that. He's like, no, I'm busy right now. And also, so I'm like, yeah, I know that. And I asked her, you want me to help you out in that? And she refused it. And I was like, you know, just put on a shirt, just help you get done with this line. Might just take me 20 minutes. And like, no one else was helping her, even trying to help her, which I understand.
The resupply pod is open.
But like,
Spend your dosh and shut up.
I'll say this as nicely as possible. If you're a person that gets really frustrated, it's super fucking easy. And you scream and shout a lot because you get frustrated over what people do wrong. Yeah, you should probably learn not to be crazy. That's what crazy people do. People want to say, like, no. That's literally what crazy people do.
Gotcha.
First, it's not even, crazy is not even a word that should be like dictated as something like bad. It just means you're unorthodox, you're angry all the time. You just like, you snap very easily over really silly stuff. That like normal people normally don't snap on because they don't give a fuck. And they're all like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Don't like that, do you? Hey!
That's what makes it kind of funny though when you like talk to people. They're always on emotional outbursts. You know where that comes from, right?
Come on, let's
How's
go.
he falling without no head? Come on.
Buy things. Not that it will matter. You'll still.
And it's like, I'll say it like this. People that are like that, because I used to be like that, it's because you're weak-minded and you don't know how to control anything. You just outburst all the time because you think things should go your way, because you think you have control of everything, which you fucking don't.
at that. Oh, worst song.
Oh shit, good job. I don't think the...
Bet you only shop organic.
Oh, what the fuck? Get the fuck off me.
Spend your just
Fuck off.
imbeciles before I decide to shut the pod.
But yeah, that's where it all comes from. It comes with like, when you want to control your life, but you tend to control everybody else's life, and you think that things should be like one way. It's like, and when you listen to people talking that, they talk about stuff that doesn't make any fucking sense. They only think in a one-way thought pattern, which means that they're set on what they're thinking of, and they believe that's absolutely 100% what life should be like. And I'm like, what? Like, first off, you make no fucking sense, because life is constantly changing. Life doesn't stay the same. It doesn't matter how much you think it does. But like, it's because people agree with you because they're too scared to disagree with you. That's what it is. That's how a lot of people are. They're too emotional and too scared to disagree with you. Are telling you to relax and chill the fuck out.
I found ammo.
I'll be nice.
Cloaked enemy here.
And I'll say, hey, you don't need to yell. You don't need to complain.
You're not dead enough.
Because that doesn't fucking help the matter. All it does is make life fucking worse.
Someone call a cleaner. Gotcha. And stay dead. I'm pissed.
You know, and it's always the same stuff too. It's like, you're getting mad literally over the same fucking shit like every damn day. It's not going my way, so I'm mad. Yeah, and then until someone tells you off, and then you sit there and you get scared and you have to like back down because you're afraid. That's the reason why people get mad. Because they're fucking afraid of things. So yelling and screaming is a natural response to being fucking scared. Scared people don't yell and fucking scream. Or scared people yell and scream, sorry. Non-scared people are actually use thought patterns. They know they're afraid to a certain extent, but a fear is just a reaction to, you know, either not knowing or something. Well, basically it's not knowing. You just don't know what's gonna happen, so you get afraid. But you can feel a simple fact of fear and still know, like, hey, I know what's gonna happen to a certain extent, you know, but it's an instinctual thing to be afraid. But when you're constantly scared of fucking every damn thing, and you constantly react to it by yelling and screaming and bitching and fucking moaning.
If you squander all your money on their guns, the life insurance would have been more useful.
You know, that's what I see, is someone that's just afraid. They're afraid of everything. Because they don't know what the fuck's going on in their life.
You only shop organic.
Come, stare death in the eye. Try not to kill them all, my children. Somebody's wearing their big
That's how I have to tell people, you know.
Big girl dance.
Some people laugh off fear, or some people just like don't give a shit and they're like, whatever. Some people have a really heavy personality of that shit, and they literally like freak the fuck out when things happen. That's how I think it is in general with some people. You know, I'm thinking about like certain things that happen, the people that I work with, and that. Yeah, I look at it from various sort of perspectives of why they do things they do. And a lot of it's just simple facts. They're scared. They have a fear in something. And they intentionally freak out because of that fear.
If we run out of
And
ammo,
then they wonder why they're
at least
always
we'll have
fucking like
snowballs.
lashing out at people because you don't do the things you want to do. You literally just don't. You stop doing things you want to do.
Damn, look out! Feeling a little. Oh shit! I just gotta make sure. And stay there. Oh, suck it!
And they're like the hardest people to fucking work with. Because they're always fucking upset over really silly stuff. Like, I'm getting too overwhelmed. I'm like, how the fuck do you not have patience? Like, you've been working for like several years now, and you still don't have patience to do any job, for instance. I mean, if you don't know the job, yeah, you're gonna freak out a little bit because you don't fucking know it. But once you know it, staying calm and just going through it is your best effort, not yelling and fucking screaming and then getting upset and being like, you know, people fucking care about my fucking feelings. No, they don't. Unless it's something fucking dramatic, people potentially don't give a fuck about your feelings. They won't. All they can do is look at you as that you're a fucking moron. And they're gonna plead with you just because they want you to shut the fuck up, or stop talking, or stop complaining. Like when someone tells you to chill out and the person that's not chilling out gets fucking mad. I don't need to chill out. Yeah, you need to chill out. You need to get the fuck out. Like, bye. Like, we'll stop freaking out. You know, you think you're an adult when you act like a toddler. That's what toddlers do. That's what little kids do. They temper tantrum. It's hard to break that thing. I agree, it is, because, you know, everyone fucking, you know, spoils you, and you have a spoiled lifestyle and that. You may not think you do, but you fucking do. And then you'll get fucking mad even more in that because people start figuring out you're just a spoiled fucking brat. You know, when you start hearing more and more stuff about people and that in general, and you're like, oh, you're just spoiled. That's why you act the way you act. How come? How come spoiled people always act the same? Because they're not disciplined. It's not about fucking trauma. It's about discipline. You're not disciplined. When you see someone acting like a fool and they think that they're not because their feelings are fucking hurt. And number one, I think that people don't realize that. Of course they fucking do. They don't give a fuck. Yelling and screaming, getting mad. I've done it before. I've done it multiple times before when I was younger. And it's fucking absolutely fucking pointless. Because it doesn't fucking do anything. All it does is make it worse for you.
Anyone need ammo?
And that's all it does.
Nailed him! Just gotta make sure.
You know, I've seen it so many times before with myself.
I'm making the best mess ever.
And like, it gets to the point where it's just fucking pure stupidity.
twitch, ass face.
And the more and more you hear about yourself doing it as you're younger and that, you start saying like, why did I do that
You're
shit?
not
Because
careful.
you're spoiled and you don't know what to do with your life.
Nice, Tom. I just gotta make sure. You twitch,
That's how I look at
ass
it.
face. Oh shit! I thought you'd like her.
So I see people do that stuff and that. It's just like, I really want to know your lifestyle. I really, really, really want to know how much truth you're actually saying or how much lies that you're saying about your life. Especially about family and that, when people potentially lie about their family. I'm saying their family's bad, but their family does everything possible to try to make them feel better, but they just lie to themselves about it. I am really, really, really fucking curious about that shit. Because I find out people literally lie right to people's faces about who they, like, what actually happened, instead of saying, like, you know, all these are just feelings. A lot of things are feelings. I think the whole world's justified by just feelings. Feelings are not anything logically standing. Like, if you want to say, like, I feel a certain way because someone, you personally do, but if you look at the truth of it, okay, you feel like bad for someone. Why do you feel bad for someone? People say that shit a lot. I feel bad for people. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Feel bad for people? Feel bad for who? You? The sense of feelings that you're like, oh, well, yeah, I feel bad for people that are broke, but you're broke too. That's what I'm saying. Like, so it's very interesting to look at people that are like super confident with their life and that, and they're like, I know what I need to do. I'm not gonna complain about it because I know I have to do it anyway. That's the best outlook of life. I know I gotta do it anyway, so why am I going to make my life worse by being negative about it? By bitching about it and complaining about it. And I say to people, you got a point. Why complain and bitch about something that's not in your control? You just control yourself and everything around you will change. Right back. I'm gonna do some laundry. Whoo! Gotta suck the fucking heat out of my damn room. Yeah, I gotta turn my fan, blow it the opposite way so it goes fucking heat out of my room. Gotta do my sheet. My sheet too. Gotta quit all my fucking shit. Gotta do another load after this. Gotta do my sheet. Another pillowcase. Okay. So what was I saying there? Oh, about the whole like getting angry thing.
Oh, thank you, me.
So like when we go through these scenarios, I like go through scenarios with people that I actually like talk to. I'm actually like relevant with. Of course, I can go through scenarios of other things that. So I go through certain things with my ex because that was more of a personal thing. This is not really personal. This is just what I see, what I hear. So this is not anything about these people being bad and that. It's just a learning curve. This is what I always talk about. I love talking about these things because it kind of puts a good promotion on like how you can be better instead of being the same.
Tighter than a Finn's ass.
So first off, laziness. When people see laziness now, you record it as in like, oh, they're just very unproductive. Well, yeah.
I found out.
I think there's a lot of unproductive people out there in general. There always is. But sometimes people are not necessarily just unproductive. They're more or less likely just, cautious of energy that they're using that. Because, like, I go like this. If I'm fucking tired, I will be the most unproductive person in the fucking world. Because I'm fucking tired.
Just gotta make sure.
That's just how it is. But like when I see people that are at work and that, they're all like, "Oh, I'm in pain all the time," and that. I said, "I used to be in pain, when I was younger, and that, I stayed up all day and now." So that's because you're unmotivated to what?
You should lie down.
To get healthier, to exercise more. I should be light up. I can. I like it darker in here. That looks so fucking cool in here. Can I shoot this light out too?
You're not dead. Good enough.
No. Make it a little more dark in here.
Got ammo.
There we go. Like this. I'll shoot that light out back there too. Makes it more spooky.
Think this is all a piece of
Spooky.
How about it?
Yeah, I like spooky for the day. I can shoot out. But yeah, so like that's the way I honestly look at it. Like if you're just lazy and that you don't want to work in that, you're like, I want to be at home all day. You have like the mental I would say the mental reason why you don't want to do anything, because first off, you don't love yourself, and second off, you don't think that you have a purpose of accomplishment with anything. Your accomplishments are literally dead.
And stay dead.
Like, you don't believe you can accomplish anything, or more or less likely, you just don't want to. You should have come back. The sense of accomplishments always seems to dull a lot of people now. Does he have a big head, or what the fuck is his head so big? Oh. That's funny. But yeah, like, So if I see someone that's like that, I'm gonna identify it. So the person that I'm gonna identify this
At least
with
we'll have snowballs.
is someone
One of those
that I work with.
fully fledged
You
pals.
know, they've been showing a lot of signs of pure laziness. They don't want to work that much, and that. It's like, if it's a personal thing, I don't. Can't say nothing. 'Cause I've been through it. You know, like I can't like disagree with it, and I can't agree with it. I mean, I can say that I can, you know, that I can disagree with it, especially when it fucking hurts the workplace. But it's like it's not my business to really say anything because it's not my business to begin with. I'm not gonna get a big old fucking fight because like you're just a lazy, you know, person that you show up to work, you barely fucking work, and you want to claim, oh, I've been on the line all this time and that, and da, da, da. Like you're often on the line. No one works 24/7 at a job. You're fucking lying. That's just a bunch of bullshit excuses, basically. I never met anyone that works 24/7 on the line that.
I found ammo.
It's not like you're working at a fast pace. You're working at a rather slow pace. Their times are always high when you're on the line, and you're starting to disprove it that you're not really an eligible fucking worker.
Oh, thank
So
you,
anyway,
Eve.
that's just how that I've seen that many times at many jobs. Where like I would overproduce, and other people would underproduce, and other people that underproduce are like the people that sit there and like get mad because they have to work more. And I always think that I do too much. So I just do what I have to do.
Got ammo here.
So that's the way I like working. Stop fucking shooting, motherfucker.
That's it. Effectively utilizing plasma like that. Armor experiment concluded. You're outnumbered now. While I disappear.
No, and once we get charged up, I don't want to charge up stupid. Yeah, the flag was like part.
Do not test me.
This gun's overpowered anyway. The thing is, I don't actually get damage. Increases damage resistance. Yeah, that one sucks ass. I like this one better. Healing teammates heals you 6% of your total max health when you heal someone. That's actually really fucking cool.
I found ammo.
But yeah, so like, when I see it, like, matter like yesterday, for instance, on Thursday, today's Friday. Thursday they had,
Got ammo here.
you know, a guy that's supposed to be there till 2 or whatever, now it's got a schedule change, doesn't work overnights anymore when he's used to doing it, but he always leaves early. He'll come in at like fucking 6, he'll leave at 9. He constantly fucking does it. So they change his schedule around because he doesn't want to work. Like he literally wants to just sit there, and I listen to him talk. He literally wants to go home and watch anime and play video games all day. Literally do absolutely fucking nothing. And then he wants this woman to come home tired as fuck. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" That's basically what I get out of it. And like, she's obviously doesn't want to get rid of him because of loneliness issues or whatever the fuck it is that women tend to go through in that.
Watch out!
We had too much, you know, trust issues to begin with. I guess, whatever the fuck it might be. That's just how I think about it. And like, it's the point is, as a man like me, that I get really frustrated with this bullshit. It's just fucking stupid shit. You know, you're fucking hurting the group and that, and you think that you're not, and no one else fucking like really even like likes you because they know how lazy you are. Like literally, like people just don't fucking like you if you don't do nothing. The only people that do like you, know, it's because you're like their butt buddies and that. They're like, well, he's not a bad person and that. I don't give a fuck if he's bad or not. He's fucking lazy. What the fuck does that have to do with it? You're at a workplace. Once again, you're bringing out personal shit to your workplace, which is the most dangerous thing to do. Because then what happens is you get other coworkers that are gonna fucking sit there and battle against it and tell you personally, like, hey, he's not worth it. If you don't see that now, that's because you're fucking blinded. Or you're just too fucking scared to be alone because you think that being alone is I'm by myself. When obviously you have people that love you and care about you, but you're too busy being fucking dumb about it. Literally what happens a lot of the times. This is not just with the individual person I might be talking about, but this is with just people altogether that have that kind of mindset. Them mindsets are the reason why you are the way you are. You have to have a different, stronger mindset. Like, if I lived alone in my condo and that, you know, like, I live downstairs.
That's for sure.
I don't really see my family that much. You know, I see them every now and again, but if I lived by myself in that, more or less likely, I'd be content. Why? Because that's how I am in general. I know lots of people around me. Like, I don't have just one family. I literally have like a 5 or 10 family split around the area that I live at. I know lots of people that would help me out because of who I am, or because I am very helpful and nice and, you know, respectful to a certain degree. You know, I try to be honest about things and that. You know, I meet people at the gym and that, you know, if I was in a bind or something, they'd be like, oh shit, I'll help you out, you know, because of how good or how honest of a person I am in general. I made myself like that. You know, I got like a group of ladies that literally live in a condo and that. There's like fucking 10 of them. That would probably let me stay at their place. Let me have my own little room in that. Let me stay on the couch or something like that. Just because they care about me, because I've known them for like decades. You know? And that's what it is. And so, when there's ever a problem, I always have someone. That's how it is with people now. Like, people want to be together with people. So if people think that they're alone, no one's fucking alone. And if there's any human being around you that doesn't think you're a total fucking twat waffle because of how dumb you are, how ignorant you are, if you're not ignorant, you're really sweet and that you're very helpful, you go out of your fucking way to help someone else out, people give that in return, and other people notice that too. But if you have a really grim look out on life, you're all like, if I help out one person, I gotta help out all these people, and that I help out people 24/7, and that. That's because you want something in return. That's why you help people out. Literally. Like, I don't help people out, I don't want anything in return. Like, if someone gives me money and that because I help them out, that I would accept it because they give it to me, but I wouldn't fucking accept it when I'm like, hey, you're gonna have to pay me, motherfucker. I did these things for you. Like a guilt trip. That's literally what a lot of people fucking do. They do guilt trip fucking bullshit. And that's so fucking dangerously stupid, because people do the same damn thing. Like, you don't have to ask for fucking money. Like, I never ask for money and I always get money. Because God always will give. People that are, like, loving, caring people, they always will give to people that are loving and caring. Because they represent peace. They always will help out. So if you stay cool-headed, you're cool, you're funny, you're entertaining, you know, you're not sitting there like, you know, you have a strong life in that, you show that you have a strong life. Like, there's people I meet at the fucking damn gym, and I meet them at the gym, and I keep on meeting them. I keep on seeing them. And they're cool as fuck, they're fun, they're funny, and when they see me in that, you know, they look at me, they high five me, they knuckle me, they handshake me. It's like a proper terminology with people. And like the funny thing is, majority of these people are fucking Middle Eastern people. I always find that very unique. It's like the Middle Eastern people, because they have a religion and they have a guideline to follow of honor, they produce honorable things. And then when I talk to people that don't have any religious background and they just believe in whatever the fuck they believe in, probably nothing, and they're terrible people. They're very unhonorable. They don't work fucking as hard. They're not as responsible. You know, they freak out more. I said the reason why these things happen, that's because you have no discipline and no guidelines. When you don't have any discipline or no guidelines in your life and that, what do? You sit there and you learn from absolutely nothing. There's nothing to learn. You know, like if I went back at my background on that, and the reason why some of the stuff that I actually personally know in that is because I personally went through things. I was in Boy Scouts. I learned how to be, you know, honest. That's my biggest thing that I am, is honest. I have to be honest. Now, honesty can go both ways. I don't have to honestly tell the truth all the time. And if it affects other people in a weird way and they don't like it, I don't want to be honest all the time. But I'll be honest about myself. I'll tell people I'm an asshole up front. Yeah, I'm an asshole. I speak the truth. And the biggest saying I say now is, what I see is what I tell. If I see something or hear something, you're going to get exactly what it is. I mean, it might not be completely on, because, you know, you got to watch out how you say stuff now, because it could create other problems. You know, you can speak at first how you are in that. Let's put a little bit of kush to it. But when you sit there and you live your life in that for a long enough time, and you're sitting there like understanding more and more, you'd be very fucking surprised how it changes your life. You'll sit there and be like, huh, life has changed a lot since the last 10 years. Yeah, that's a good thing.
That's good.
But it's hard to see other people that are going through the stuff that you're going through personally, and you're trying to alleviate that. You just give them the honest truth.
We've got a cloaker. Easy.
That's all you can do.
And stay there. Stop me. I double dare you.
I think a lot of give people the honest truth.
One of those moody fresh pals. Nice, huh?
And nothing about it, he's got to tell the truth. People get upset about it, of course. I'm gonna get upset. They're gonna get upset anyway. It doesn't even fucking matter, because they don't know why you're saying it or even understand the thing that you're saying, because they honestly don't fucking know. That's why. I don't claim I know everything, but I do know a lot about some things. But the knowledge that I keep inside my head is based upon actual experience or actual like philosophies that a lot of other people that are actually philosophically like higher up in knowledge, and they're gonna agree with exactly what I'm saying. And all these things come from Jesus. All these words come from Christ. He says it in weird ways, but they're all this. If you figure out the riddles and how he talks now, like judge yourself first before you judge another, that's implicating you tell the truth to yourself first to understand yourself before you can tell the truth to another, because it's not truth unless you tell it to yourself, unless you figure out for yourself. So when a lot of people want to tell the truth in that, they normally don't tell the truth. They refuse to tell the truth because they can't tell the truth because they don't know the truth. So they lie about it, they make up shit about it. That's like the most biggest thing ever. People lie about the truth absolutely ridiculously. Like the guy I was supposed to help out with cleaning cars and that. You want me doing that? He hasn't talked to me since. And I kept telling him, like, I don't know if I can be able to do it because they changed my schedule and that. I said, I'll try my best to keep up with it, but there's a chance on that it's probably going to be nearly impossible. You know, I'm not going to sit here and give you false hope. Like, oh, give me, you know, $500 up front, bro, and then I'll think, and then I'll do it, and then, you know, just stop fucking doing it.
You look like crap. Right on.
You know, I would never want to do that because that's just fucking stupid and massive fucking thing. Some people do that shit though. And yes, they do. They do that shit a lot. They'll literally steal everybody's fucking money in that and be like, oh, I'm sorry, and then disappear on them. You know, I left them the last message and then I told them flat out, yeah, there's probably a possibility they can change my hours now, so I doubt I'll be able to do anything about it, bro. Like, I'm sorry, you know. You know, you kind
In the house.
of can't do nothing about it. You know, you give me a little bit of money now, like 500 per week or something like that, to help you out in that, but like there's no permission to do it. You know, you gotta call in someone else that can be able to help you out, so I can't do shit.
Anyone got a mop and bucket?
Surprised the gun doesn't work so bad when you upgrade it all the way.
Nice, huh?
Yeah.
Careful, guys.
The bullet hosers. Yeah, I love the assault lot. Those are like, it seems like the more beginning levels, they're big ass squares, so like you can always run around a big ass circle. When they get into like these later levels and that, they'll have like certain spots that you can huddle at and just keep firing guns and shit until you fucking able to die.
Don't play it on the pod.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get this gun or not. I would say to get this gun, but it gives me 7. This takes what? 9. This one takes 7. I'm gonna take it. Ooh, SMG. I think it should be 3, right? Oh, shoot, too. I tried that. The assault rifle shoots 4.
Let's all participate in a little experiment.
Where's this thing have lower setting? Wish it had like half of the settings. It's like it blows rather fucking hard.
I can hear you. Your breath, your heart, your bowels, electricity has slight potential for serious burns. Plasmas are used for in a large number of applications. Perhaps we don't understand each other. You should be just about electricity has slight potential for serious burns. This is what's called the fourth state of matter. This is how science really works.
Feel that?
Fucking charge it up. I'm trying to click the damn thing. Just trying to charge it up.
I can keep going on.
Occasionally,
Charging it up. I don't want to charge it up.
this may result in electrolysis of your system. The human body is highly
Alright, I'm trying to like click it and now like I'm like want to charge it up. It's fucking annoying the shit out of me.
Would you like to be part of it? This is armor integrity failed. Eaters, please away back in. Stupid.
ate her up good. Sure, my tablet's charging.
It
I've
ain't
been watching
fit
a lot of
for
anime.
weather, that's for sure.
My tablet's got really fucking weak. Got a really crappy ass fucking charging station. Yeah, it's really loose because I had it for a while. I like tablets, I love phones now, but you have to rebuy them every like at least every 5 years because the tablets and shit. The phone ports get loose and they don't charge worth shit.
Design is not terrible. Horzine did okay with this.
It's fucking annoying.
T-minus 10 seconds.
Yeah, but go back to what the fuck I was saying. What are we talking about?
That's good.
All the morals and that. Why do Pacific people have different morals compared to others and that? Okay. I'm just trying to step back to what the fuck I was talking about. I think this has a lot to do with religion and discipline. Because surprisingly, a lot of people. Oh my god, I'm just getting fucking jumped and I ain't even at the fucking thing yet. Fuck you guys. Are you fucking for real? Just fucking jump my ass before I get to it. That is so fucking stupid. I hate that shit. Fuck off. Where's my fucking gun? Stop charging up! Shoot the motherfucker, you piece of shit. Fucking. Oh my god. Dude, get the fuck off of me. Oh, this game's annoying me.
You know that black out on steroids? I can keep
Fuck off, bro. Okay, yeah, anyone. Oh, fuck. That auto aim just went completely haywire right there.
I thought you'd like poison.
Fuck off, bitch. Get blasted, motherfucker. Jeez.
Don't worry, the next one will be harder.
My god, that was annoying.
You're not dead enough.
Blast his legs on.
Bullet meets the letter
Ah,
and it does
I
not
lost
read
the
the
foot.
spirit. Still,
Whew.
secure.
Sure was annoying.
Mode.
Sure, don't buy armor. See if I care when a Zed hits your liver.
Yeah, so you get that 30% more damage.
The next wave is going to smell that blood.
Increase magazine by 50% and gives you 10% increase movement speed. That's fucking amazing. Poison dart effective though. And then I get increase damage by 20%. Fuck y'all fully playing, bitch.
Bot shutting down.
Oh, wait, 17 already. Let's get another level.
Any second now.
Luckily, it should be almost done here in a little bit. Let's do all my stuff. So I have something fresh to lay on. Yeah. 'Cause my dumbass doesn't really wash. I wash certain things a little bit more than others. Like my clothes, I wash probably a couple times a week, depending on how many clothes I wear. Most times I always wear the same fucking shit, because I always have multiple of them. So I got a whole bunch of white shirts I wear, and I wash them all when they're all dirty. It all depends. Like, my bed and that, honestly, that's the biggest thing I have to keep up on. Because I have a sheet on, and then I have like a little felt blanket that I actually lay on because it's softer. So the felt blanket will get dirty. So I don't have to constantly change my fucking sheets. See what I mean? So every once in a while I'll fluff out my felt blanket that I lay on to get, you know, hair or, you know, dirt off. I fluff it out, you know, in the back part of my room and that, because then it normally just gets swept up eventually anyway, so it doesn't even fucking matter. And a lot of it's just like dirt and shit, little dust and that, like fluff it off. Because I don't like wasting a lot of soap. So I try to regulate how I do my laundry. You know, like one of the things I need to do is I need to get a fucking haircut. I need to get a haircut really fucking bad. My hair is way too fucking damn long. I like it because I usually do good conditioner. But my scalp gets really fucking dry. I just need to get trimmed. Because it has to be trimmed. It makes it easier for work and that. Or, you know, most times I wear a hat and that. I try to just fluff it out and back. But I try to use a good amount of conditioner. Because I got a lot of fucking hair. And like, what was I going back to? Oh, the discipline thing. So random. I love it. But when I see people that lack a good amount of discipline, that, and number one, it comes down to how you're raised. So I get back to a lot of people in that when they're the youngest one, they normally get treated like crap. And when people have favorites in their life and that, they tend to like to gravitate towards the favorite one, which I think is fucking stupid as fuck. I think all children deserve attention. I think all siblings should give each other attention, that no matter what. Like, my brother should give me attention as much as I give them attention. But I should have to give them attention, you know, all the time. And that, like, little things happen that, like, I'll see my niece every now and again, you know, and she'll, like, say, oh, hi, you know, uncle, and that, like, oh, hey, how you doing, man? She's like, oh, I'm doing good, you know, it's cool, and also blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay. I can't teach her anything because the parents get mad. My brother will get mad. I try to teach her good morals and that and stuff like that, and teach her how to in real life stuff and that. And like they got mad because I was talking about like Trump and that. I said Trump was a good president, you know. He wasn't a bad president at all. Gas was very low down in that, and like my family on that's, you know, my brother and that, my older brother and that, he's very, very liberal, and like I'm just like, but you see the proof in the pudding, which is basically saying, you know, what is actual reality is what you're getting. You know, when people say something, because politicians, and a lot of people have been saying this, a lot of politicians say anything they have to get into office, and then they don't do anything of that. They'll do little specks, or they'll make up excuses for it. Like Donald Trump is literally going into the office and stopping wars. And, you know, gas prices are slowly starting to go down a little bit. It hasn't even been his first year in office. He got put in January 20th. It's barely been like not even 6 months. And he's doing all kinds, stopping all these wars and that. He's stopping all this stuff and that. He's trying to get things realigned that. And people make up all these conclusions. Like, what's going on there? Like, who's hearing about Ukraine anymore? No one. It just disappeared. Why? Because Russia's not going to do anything because there's a trade deal with who? With the United States. So now Russia has to back off because if they enforce anything on Ukraine, and while the war was started because of the Ukraine rubble Nazi crazy people that are in Ukraine, all the brainwashed morons that believe that Biden was a good president. No, it's because they were getting paid. That's why he was a good president. That's the only reason why he was a good president. Because he was paying off people with our taxpayer money. And we're saying, oh, where'd it all go? Like, well, I don't know. And I can't blame it on him either, because that man didn't know how to do shit. You know, he more or less didn't know how to wipe his own ass because he had brain issues and that. Which he shouldn't have been president just by the mental. Yes, which is basically, very obviously. But you know how the news media is and that. So when I said something, my brother literally got in like a fight with me over education. He's like, oh, the people from these Christian, like Catholic schools or religious schools and that, they don't vent out their people and that. Those private schools don't vent out anybody in that or whatever it was in that. And you're saying they hire a bunch of like, pedos and all that shit, like criminals and that. And I said, huh? I'm like, where are you hearing this from? Well, where I'm hearing from my side, the people I talk to, my education department, also, I'm like, did you know that most public educations don't give a fuck about backgrounds? Like, they literally just hire people. I mean, they've been out some people in that, but if they're like transgender or gay, they don't vet them out. If they're criminals, they don't vet them out at all because they have the seal of approval because they're a different like sexual thought of themselves. That's literally what it is. It's because they're afraid. That's why the LGBTQ, the one that claims that they're part of the gay coalition, no, they're all a bunch of pedos and wannabes. They don't care about the gay community because they never cared about the gay community. Gay community doesn't give a fuck about them because they know that they're bunches of fucking, like literally walking around with their cocks hanging out. I'm like, how's that gay pride? Number one, I love gay people because they're actually straightforward. These crazy woke tards are part of this LGBTQ, which is basically a bunch of feminist women screaming and yelling. And it's literally women are the ones that control that, and a bunch of pedo dudes. They're the ones doing that shit. Because that's all you see is a whole bunch of fucking crazy looking women with huge amount of feelings saying, my body, my choice. It is your body, it is your choice. Stop making fucking bad choices then, you stupid fuck. Like, you do it to yourself. You make bad choices yourself. And half you ladies, if not all of you ladies, are not gonna have kids because they don't want to fucking have sex with you. You're gonna fuck over your gay buddies and that because that's the only thing you can get. Because real men are gonna look at you like, you're fucking crazy. You got purple green hair. You got the you got the sausage fucking piercing through your nose and that, and you think it's cute. You got a bunch of piercings on your face and shit. Yeah, that's what punks and rebels and fucking people did back in the 80s and shit. Punks, yes. Remember them motherfuckers? They dyed their hair and that. They're punking that. They're all hail Satan and shit. That's what these woke tards are. Wokeism came back from the 80s, 70s and 80s and that. Hippies came out in the 60s, late 60s and the 70s and that. They became punks. And then in the 90s and that, they became skateboarder emos. And then in early 2000s that, they were still emos. They became goth. That's how they transitioned. Then these goth people became all these feminists, bisexual, gays and all stuff and that, because they that to keep on transitioning. And most people that were like religious, they stayed the same. They didn't really change too much because their identity is what they believe in. When you get people that don't know what the fuck to believe in, they believe in what the culture tells them to believe in. What happens? They become that. See how it works? If anyone's old enough to know the 80s and like 70s and that, I may not know because I wasn't born in the 80s. But I kind of knew a little bit of it by watching the movies and all stuff and that. The transitions of movies, listen to the movies. Back then, they were all about masculine people and that. Masculine and Conan the Barbarian, Sylvester Stallone. They ran fucking Hollywood. Clint Eastwood, all these people and that. And occasionally you get like Adam Sandler, Rob Schneider, stupid shit. But they were fucking funny, masculine people. They did funny ass stuff. They did masculine roles every now and again. And so what transitions now? You get all these companies that switched over. Why? Because the foundation of their money raking comes down to political propaganda. They always did it, and they've been doing it. When their higher ups say, hey, motherfucker, you're going to open up and say and take this fucking dick for a little bit, they do it because they have to. And it's not their fault. They have to do what their superiors tell them to do so they can keep a fucking job and keep their millions. And it's not even that. They keep their life. That's how fucking far back this shit goes. So their best thing to do is to transition and to change people. Like when the whole global warming crisis came out of nowhere. back in early 2000 that. You had 2012, you had A Day After Tomorrow and that. They did all these movies and that about the world ending and shit. 2012 came out, and a lot of like scientists were coming out and saying all that shit's fake and none of that shit's real. People were literally thinking the world was gonna fucking end. All these, specialists came out about the calendar, and it's like the calendar doesn't mean the world's gonna end. The calendar just means that time resets. It goes back. It's like a revolving thing. It doesn't mean the world's gonna end. And people are literally freaking the fuck out, because I was one of them. I was really freaking the fuck out, like, what the fuck? And then I kind of thought about it, and I'm like, well, if it happens, it happens. If I die, I fucking die. What the fuck do I want to do? Run from an earthquake that's like big as fucking a town? No. It's all bullshit. It's all lies. So then and then actual experts come out that don't actually come out that much. They were all over on YouTube and that say the global warming thing's not fucking true. You're being lied to. And then now you're saying it's a fucking scam. Of course it's a scam. Because they all don't want you to believe that nothing's in control. God controls everything. Doesn't matter what anyone does. Doesn't matter how bad people get. God's always in control. If God wants them to change, he'll change them by using them. He'll use them all the damn time. Even if they have to die for him, they do it, It goes back to the Egyptian with the Pharaoh and that releasing Moses's the Jewish disciples that were enslaved by the Pharaoh and that. God literally gave him chances. Say, hey, I will give you a chance to leave, so let my people leave in that. And the Pharaoh kept saying no. And how gracious, how loving he is, he kept giving them chances. So he hardened his heart. And then the Pharaoh hardened his heart. He kept hardening his heart, and then he used them. And all of a sudden, he got deranged, got confused, and he didn't know what he was doing. And then he did the whole plague thing, all stuff and that, because he gave him chances. He's like, you're going to know Moses said, you're going to know my God's power. And he started doing things and that, and all of a sudden he started seeing the Pharaoh's like, let him go in that, I'm sorry, God. And and then God pretty much forgave him in a certain way. I guess. I don't remember the whole story now, but he probably did. So, that's how it is in this world. That God constantly gives everybody chances to redeem themselves. And sometimes you're going to get redeemed multiple times in your life. It doesn't mean that you're going to constantly, fail the same way that you did before. You're going to fail in a different way. So, like, for instance, I had a faith structure thing. I was listening to this guy named Morgan Official, whatever it is. He's talking about all these, hidden texts and that. They were literally all forgeries. They're all made-up texts. Basically, a bunch of satanic mystics were writing down stuff and that and using disciples' names from Jesus. And they're writing them in Hebrew and that, and actually made it look like that it was from disciples talking about Jesus said this, Jesus said that. And it was all fucking lies, because none of it was actually, they didn't find any evidence of it being produced at that age when Jesus, was crucified, all this stuff and that. There wasn't any accounts of it. And it made me think, huh. And then I thought about it again. The secret Gospel of John. John was one of the ones that actually said, rather correct stuff. He was there during the crucifixion. He wrote about the crucifixion and that. He wrote about the revelations and that of talking about revelations and that. John was probably the one that was actually really in a pedestal with Jesus and that. He believed in full and 100%. He had massive faith in Christ. Of course, you said Simon that became, I think, Paul. Paul had huge faith in Christ. Of course, he faltered when his woman lost this child and that, but that's when his faith got stronger. And Jesus always talks about faith. He's like, people that are blind don't see me, but they have faith in me. They know I exist. People that can't hear still hear me because they know I exist. He says, for all the ones that can see and hear, and they're and they have a decent life, that actually can have stuff like that. They don't really have as much faith in me. So about Jesus. And then you got the higher up people that don't have any faith at all because they have faith in what they know, faith in what they have. So the idea is, what is faith with God and what's without God? Let me explain this to anyone that hears this, how I perceive to see how it might work. You know, it says it in the Bible, it says it in the Old Testament too, talk about King Solomon, that talk about, you know, without me, you don't enjoy life as much, you're always miserable and unhappy, and then you go for the best thing you can do, which is hoarding worldly things. So you get more materialistic, you get more physical, you get more mental. Not to say working out, having hobbies and that and stuff like that, but you dive yourself into believing in those things over God. It's not to say like me lifting weights and that, saying, oh, I like myself better. I look at myself as I enjoy doing it, and I like it because it's natural for me to do it. And I like doing it. I see the results day after day after day. Like the last 2 months that I could probably gain like 3 pounds of fucking muscle, at least for all I know, because I am getting a lot fucking bigger. I'm feeling thicker now. My muscles feel thicker. You know? And so when I look at it from all these different perspectives and that, I'm just like, okay, well, God wants you to enjoy your life. I enjoy lifting weights. I don't lift weights because I'm just like, oh, look at me, I'm sexy and I get bitches. You know, yeah, that's going to be a result, but that's not my main course of action, though. I do because I just enjoy it. And by doing that, I can learn different experiences and I can be able to grow on that to help other people out. Because lifting weights is a huge thing. Coming from an actual natural man that's, you know, probably like, you know, 20-something% body fat. You know, and I'm building muscle. I'm 35 years old and that, and I'm trying to build muscle now. I'm building it pretty fucking easily. That's my hobby then. And another one of my hobbies is that I do enjoy. Because I'm talking about things that I enjoy and things that God wants me, that made me to enjoy. This is my personality. So when I talk about, like, when you're a kid, what do you enjoy? That's what you do. That's like your hobbies forever. Like I enjoy playing around with Hot Wheel cars and shit, or playing military man, or being a hero. I play games or heroistic games, saving people or destroying enemies that harm other people that are weaker than me. That's the mind that I have and that I produce throughout when I was young, and that's what I like to do. I like to sacrifice myself to help other people. And yes, it is because I went to church and that I learned about Jesus and that when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and that even younger than that. But for some reason, I always had someone with me when I was younger. I talked to myself outrageously a lot when I was a little kid. I wasn't talking to myself. I was talking to God. And I still do it today. I ponder about things and then I get answers from it. No one does that. It's weird, right? Yeah, fuck yeah. It's extremely, unfortunately, weird. So if I ask myself a question, for instance, I will get answers out of it. It'll go through my psyche, and I'll look for like little clues in that about that event that might be close enough to the answer to that question, and then I can find answers out of it. And sometimes I'll ask God himself. I'll talk to Jesus and that and say, hey, Jesus, you know, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? You know, I'm curious about this. And I get a lot of answers from that. People say, oh, talking doesn't do that to yourself. Yeah, absolutely does. Because I don't talk to myself. Maybe because I like to hear myself in general, as sometimes I do. You know, I think a lot of people are like that in general. Maybe it's just a sensory thing with me. But like, that's what I've been doing my whole entire life. That's what I enjoy. So other people that have certain hobbies like doing that, then do the hobbies in that. But you always have to work though. Like my hobbies are just an enjoyment of my life. But I can take that enjoyment and put it in my workplace. So how do I do that? How do I put things in my workplace I enjoy? I talk about philosophical things at work. You know, one of the guys working at, he's having trouble with his woman now. And I told him, I'm like, why do you want to stay with her, man? You're fucking miserable. He said, I have nowhere else to go. And I'm like, okay, well, don't get mad at her, then. Start off with not being angry. Because a lot of times people arguing that, and they don't know why they're even arguing. Give her more love. Give her more love. That works out really good with women. That women love attention. Give them more love. But try to make them understand. It's like, I'm going to work today, you know. I'll be gone that about 8-9 hours and that. So when I get home and that, you know, we can hang out and cuddle and go to bed. You know, whatever it might be. You know, rub her feet on or something, you know, or do something that makes her happy. Simple stuff. You know, that's one of the things I wish I do with my ex. I always bring up these. This is how it always works. I talk all these things, because it all relates to the same thing. It's the knowledge that I know, and knowledge I want to pass on to others. Women take advantage of good, nice, helping man. They always do. If I go up to like I do with ex, I always rub her feet out, I rub her legs out. She took advantage of it. No other guy ever did. That no other guy gave me a fuck. I rub her butt out and that, I'll rub her hips out and that. I'm saying I want to find if you don't feel good enough. You know? And she would rub, sometimes she would do that with me and that. Like she would rub my neck out right now and again, stuff like that. But then it came down to it, you know, it was too good. Yeah, I'm too good of a man for a lot of women. Because I do too much as it is. I know how to work it. And I know how to work really good. So if any woman that like gets me, you're going to be worked on. I'm going to massage everything, and I get my throat massage, I'm going to hit your back and that. You're going to feel like you're fucking walking on clouds, because that's who I am as a person. And nothing's going to change that. I will spoil you. That's who I am. I'm the sacrificer. I like to sacrifice myself to make other people happy to a certain extent. But then, as I grew older, and I learned that I can't do it too much, I have to be very selective on who I do it with. People that want to do the same thing with me as I do to them. So if people don't do that, I learn to pull back, because I'm just going to hurt myself. And it's the number one thing I've learned in the last 6 months and out of my life. And I pray to God about this, and I'm happy that it happened. Is that I don't want to feel negativity anymore. If it comes out of negativity, I will pray and I will blow it away. I don't care what happens there. If I feel negative, I instantly throw out a silent prayer. I'll pray to Jesus immediately. And I'll say, please, Jesus, help me out with my anxiety, man. I do not want this negativity around me. And it disappears. It disappears in a very slow, kind of like a drain. It disappears slowly, just dissipates, and then it disappears. I've done it so many times at work in that, because my boss gets frustrated sometimes, and she sometimes just gets upset over really silly stuff, and she'll keep anger going on. Let me explain to you, and this is very, very, very important information, and I figured it out from doing these prayers and that. Evil entities, demon entities, come around and they like the outbursts of negative people, because negative people make other people negative. But positive people that pray, they'll try to fight it, but they can't. What are demons going to do? Fight Jesus? Give me a break. Jesus just looks at them and they get scared. Who wants to fight God? You know, he's the one that fucking is the most powerful being, period. So it doesn't even matter. But like, and that's what it is. So like, when Jesus comes in contact, like if you ever read the Bible and that, if Jesus comes in contact with a person that, and the person's literally demonic, and you can tell that they are. He'll literally walk up to them and say, "Show yourself," and they really get scared and like they'd be like, "Oh, I know who you are. You are the Son of God." And that's how people know that the Son of God actually exists, because demons themselves are possessing people. Literally knew that was God, because they know God. They all were angels. They all knew God. When they fell down, they became demons. Same thing with the Nephilims. They all became demons. And so when these evil entities come around and people are like all like angry and I'm fucking mad all the damn time, them are entities wrapped around your spirit. But they can't consume your spirit because the spirit has the Holy Spirit in it, and you can't consume God. But they can manipulate you to think that God doesn't exist. That's why when people say, well, I don't believe in God doesn't exist, and I'm like, that's why you have bad entities, bro. When you walk into a place, and just to say, I would say this as proudly as I can, even though I'm not a big pride person, not. I have the Holy Spirit. When I walk into a place, the atmosphere always fucking changes. Every single damn time it changes. Completely changes. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to be completely like noticeable that I'm positive. Sometimes I walk in quiet. I just do my job in that. And I see things dramatically fucking change. And when things get too negative in that, and my psyche gets hit with a little bit of negative rush in that, and I feel slight anxiety yet, I pray it away and it all blows away. Even talking about God right now is making me feel better. Wow, is that amazing or what? When I say Jesus' name, everything feels better. Because demons know that God's in control. And this is the one thing that demons and Satan doesn't want you to know, that God's in control. That's why people do all these drugs and that they keep themselves into that crazed mentality. Look, I'm feeling better. And I say, I don't do that shit at all, and I feel better than you. So it's telling you something. When you have God, you feel better. Demons don't like you, so they want you to make you feel bad. They want you to make you feel like God doesn't exist. I say, you ever try praying? You say, what is prayer now? I try praying now. It's like, try praying right now. Pray. Pray to yourself. Say, Jesus, please help me. The thing is, you don't pray for help. You pray for wanting fucking things. This is what makes me really upset about it. You pray for wanting things. No. You pray for getting rid of the entities around you. You pray for help altogether. People are so selfish. They ask God for all these things now. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, literally, you can ask, and I think things do happen in certain ways. But people, I pray for, like, I want to be rich in that, da-da-da-da. And now I do the complete opposite. Well, I don't really, if I did win the lottery in that, I don't really care about it, really. Know what I pray for? People, health, helping people. I pray for people down the street and that. I literally have people that pray for me. Because I talk about Jesus and that around that. I have I have old ladies in my neighborhood and that, or next to my neighborhood and that. One of them came up to me the other day and that, well, yesterday when I was going to the gym and that. And she's like, oh, I pray for you all the time. I was like, oh, don't pray for me and all that, you know, because I don't feel like I need to be prayed on that. But it was nice. I'm going to accept it no matter what. No? So if everyone's praying for each other now, and I threw out a prayer to all of them, you know, I say, please watch over them, Christ, and that they're good people and that, I hope them have healthy, good lives and that. That's showing humility. I'm showing humility. I'm willing to say, hey, I love you, so I want you to give that love to them. That is what prayer does. I pray for people at work in that. It's really hard to, because I know how bad it is sometimes. It's not to say that they get the concept up front. But if you pray for someone that, if I pray towards my manager that, I want her to get better. I don't want her to get angrier. I want her to get better than that. I talked to everybody about her, and I'm like happy that she's getting better. She's not getting so angry, that she's getting more disciplined, that she's starting to understand that yelling and screaming doesn't show any effort. Your mentality of that mind that you have is just so tormented because you need to lay rest. Oh. Watching Jesus on the mount, talking to people in that and say, I will lay you to rest. Heavy laborers, come to me and I will give you rest. Which means that he will take all your suffering away from you and lay your spirit to rest. You ever slept with God over you? Has anyone ever slept with an angel wing over you? Not saying that an actual angel wing, but like feeling the presence of something around you that's so positive that you would fall asleep like a baby. How do you think babies fall asleep so damn good half the time? They cry and that, but When they sleep, they sleep. When children sleep, they fucking sleep. They're gone. When teenagers sleep, they're gone. But as you get older than that, you don't feel that sense of release as much. Like when I sleep, I had a miniature dream. So I fell asleep for like 15 minutes. I had a dream I was sleeping next to something. And I was asleep. I knew I was asleep. My eyes were open. It was literally me being in another bed next to another thing. And it was a thing. It was a person up front. And then it became something dark. And I felt it. And I knew something was wrong. I knew something was upon me. I think something was put upon me. People were probably talking about me and saying stuff about me. And the negativeness was going towards me. And I couldn't speak. This is literally like I was actually in my dream. I couldn't speak. I had it in my mind. I kept saying, you know, Jesus, 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 Jesus. And finally I spoke it. I spoke his name. And I saw, like, before I spoke it, it was like a little, like, dark hand. It was someone underneath the covers and that, but all I saw was a little dark hand. It was trying to, like, reach out to me a little bit. And then when I said Jesus, I woke up. And I'm just like, okay, I'm not going through this evil entity shit again, because I've dealt with demons in my house before. I've heard them creeping around. I literally hear them in my room. I've been paralyzed multiple times in that, couldn't barely speak in that. And luckily I can control my nervous system quite fucking well. That I can literally break it. It's really weird, but I can break it. I've done it multiple times before now. Where I send a big, like, pulse of energy through my nervous system and it breaks it instantly. Because I remember my bed was the opposite way of what it is now. I think my bed was in between. It was in the middle where it's at now. And of course I had a smaller frame too. And I was just like, I heard it. I heard a stomping noise. I heard, like it was in my room. A big stomping noise. It felt like Doomslayer was walking on my floor. Or like a space marine. It felt like someone was weighing like over like 700 fucking pounds stomp. It was like, and like I was paralyzed. I knew it was there. I was so scared to look back. Like, man, sometimes I get like that too. Sometimes I feel like something's in my room watching me, and I fucking know they're there, but they can't do nothing. They can go fuck themselves. You know, I'm on Team Jesus now. You can go fuck yourself. I really don't care. Bye bye. Go away. Go bother someone else. I don't think it's not even me, and I think entities are in my house in general and that because, you know, my dad, you know, my parents can be kind of negative sometimes. And so, you know, I want to pray for a blessing for my house. I'll do it right now, you know. Please, Almighty Lord Jesus Christ, please. Amen. That's all it takes. You see how I didn't finish it? I instantly felt it. When you have true faith, you feel it like it's a rush. It instantly hits you. And this is what true faith is. And it's not to say you have to constantly pray all the time to have true faith. True faith is to know that he is there no matter what. No matter what. When you walk outside, he's there. When you walk inside, he's there. When you go to work, he's there. When you sleep, he's there. That is the whole point of the New Testament, how Jesus actually talked. He's always there. God always knows. But when you don't have faith, when you don't believe, the whole point of belief is to know that he's there. And then he kicks in instantly. But if you don't know that God's there, he's not going to kick in. He's there. He might do some stuff. No, I don't know. But when you have actual faith, and like it literally kicks in. He's like, you say the word, I will be there. People don't understand the concept of God. God is there for our protection. He's literally there for us. Because when he made woman, this is what God said about woman. He said woman is a helper And that is what I am, a helper. God is literally saying in general, that is what he does, is he is a helper. You call upon him for every little thing. Matter of fact, everything. Like, for instance, I'm just gonna spit fucking facts out of this shit works. So, my parents are arguing about some bullshit. That's like, something happens up. I literally pray. I prayed, and like, not even 5 seconds later, the argument just stopped, and everyone was cool. I am telling you, demons are real. They're not the horn fuckers and that. That's just our imagination. That, however they might look, whatever, it doesn't matter, because we don't know. There might be some books out there that do know, but we don't know personally. And they like to attach themselves to negative people. Because your thoughts, the whispers you hear in that are all demons. They whisper in your ear now all the damn time. They're everywhere. They whisper in your ear, and they're like, hey, it's okay. Be jealous of that girl. That girl's got bigger boobs than you. You got bigger boobs than me. It's not fair. You get more guys than I do. That's literally what they say. But if you have faith in God, you won't even be jealous, because there's nothing to be jealous of. Like, if I walk up to a guy in that, a guy's in better shape than me in that, I'd be like, how'd you get in better shape, bro? It's like, I want to know. I want to lose weight. Like at the gym and that, I walked next to this one guy in that. Dude's like, literally like 6% body fat. He's one of those guys that was like really fucking skinny, and he's built a bunch of muscle in that. And he looks good. He's big, I mean, he's not super, he's just really cut because he's really fucking skinny in that. And then he looks at me, and he sees that I'm bigger than him. And he sees it, and he's like looking at me. He's like, "Oh, you're bigger than me," and I look at him like, "You're fucking massively skinny compared to me." Like, dude, you're like 6-packed up skinny, and like you're really fucking skinny now. It's like, I look at myself and it's like, I don't think I could ever get that skinny. I don't know if I would want to, honestly. But I just want everyone to try it out. Try to give out a prayer when you have anxiety. Not pray. That's the hardest thing, is to have faith. I listen to people and that they say, I listened to one guy at work of that. He kind of explained it to me, that how he thinks. And he said one thing that just like immortalized me, to think that people think this. He said, if people have to believe in a higher power to get shit done in their life, then they're just weak. That they can't deal with it themselves. And I was looking at him, and I felt that kind of anger stirred up to me in that, because it was really like testing my faith. I'm just sitting there like, I would say it's like, well, it's like, if you think you're doing good in your life and that, then that's cool. But honest truth is, how is your life doing without God? Since you could do it all on your own, since you know everything, right? That's where people come from. I know everything. And then you look at them, you're like, what do you know? I said, most people know 1% truth and 99% of bullshit. Because a lot of life is bullshit. And if you can learn up to 10% of actual truth, about the world and that, because it's all the knowledge that you gain throughout your life, and that a lot of it's bullshit. 90% of it's bullshit, 99% of it's bullshit. Of course, it all depends on, how you look at it, how much knowledge you actually gain. Like, if it's actual real world knowledge and that, it actually makes sense, and it's actually, a lot of proof behind that it's actually true, that's good knowledge. People know bogus knowledge. They know knowledge of absolutely fucking nothing. Now, the guy I was talking about, he knows a lot of knowledge about anime and video games. That's it. I said, that's not knowledge. That's bullshit knowledge. That's just something to talk about. That's not actual knowledge. It's not actually retained to fucking anything at all. Like, you're not trying to be neurologically talk about something that's, oh yeah, I can do this and do that. You don't do nothing, and you talk a whole lot of shit. I can talk about philosophical stuff, and people have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. That's about what's good. People are changing that. I don't even know how to hate anymore. Like, just like really, I want to hate people in that because I always think about like Jesus said, you just don't know. That's literally what Jesus said. You just don't know. He told God that. He says they just don't know. They don't know the truth. So to me, that if someone doesn't know something, you can't get mad at them because they just don't know. You talk to them. So like, for instance, someone left and someone came back. I have nothing against the person. Evidently, he said that he was drunk or something like that. I have no idea. This is what I hear. I think about that like, you guys ever think maybe he's just miserable, that he just needs someone to love him and help him? Sometimes guidance comes with, noticing something and having them confess that something. Huh? It's called confession of sin for a reason. And then you get forgiven and then you move on. It's just a silent prayer. Prayed in my head about this kid. So I don't want to say his name out loud. But I told him, no, Jesus, and I said, hey, help this person out. They need love, they need guidance. Everybody needs it. And people walk into this world, now you walk into this world with no knowledge, but you want to believe that you know stuff. You don't know shit. Where do you get your knowledge from? From people that raise you, okay, but if people don't raise you the right way, and that is where you get your knowledge from. Oh, from social media and that, so you get your knowledge from the culture. Okay, so you start researching stuff in that. When I start reading the Bible, I start actually getting actual knowledge. I start using that, what Jesus said in real life, and it works out perfectly. I pray more. I have higher faith more. My life's happier. So I try to help people out more with certain things about. But people get really grudgy and get really like, oh my God, they freak the fuck out. He's like, why are you freaking out for? Well, my life sucks and that. Yay. Got done with my shit. I gotta do my other crap. Oh, there's so much crap on my fucking bed. Oh my god, shit on my fucking damn bed. I don't know if I have to do my sheet or not. Probably not. But... This doesn't smell too bad. I can do my cover. Yeah, I think that's about it. Anything else? I need to get myself smell good. We have this new. Yeah, I have to leave my damn door open because it gets so hot in my room. Yeah, it's starting to cool down though, but like, my dad finally went to bed. He went to bed like 4 o'clock in the morning. He takes a lot of micro naps and that, but like, leave my door open and that, so everything gets sucked out, the air can mix and it'll start cooling down a little bit. It's a lot, so I gotta have my fan on. This fan does really good. I used to have a little box fan that, but this fan does really fucking good actually. And the fan's a lot more quieter than that, but man, guys, with my TV, my PlayStation are on, they blow out really hot air. PlayStation blows out like 80-degree air all the damn time. That shit gets hot as fuck, so I kind of like to keep my fan on. But yeah, try to pray and that. Prayers work really well. I'm just waiting for my clothes to get done, not all my stuff to get done. I suggest doing it. You know, it does work really well in that. You know, a lot of people may not believe in it, but I say to them, I say the reason why a lot of people don't believe in prayers and that is because they don't actually do it themselves. They don't see what actually happens. I say, you know what? It happens. Prayers actually do work. Yeah, it's starting to get a little cooler in my room. But yeah, you don't have to do it all the damn time. Just do a little bit here and there. Normally do it when you have mental struggles and that. Ask for guidance. Guidance seems to be Jesus' go-to thing. You know, this is coming from a man that asks for guidance for a lot, and I actually know. I feel that I know how Jesus is in general, and it's the loving embrace of God is so embedding and so like amazing that everybody should just embrace it. It is so amazing. And like, if people don't want to embrace it, then I understand because it's scary up front, but you don't have to do it in front of people. That's the crazy thing about it. Like, God tells us you don't have to do it in front of anyone. God literally tells, Jesus says, dude, He wants you to be silent. He wants you to be in a room by yourself. He wants you to listen.
Watch out!
And you just spoke of it, He says, get a quiet prayer place, like a closet or something. And sit there, or do it in your room with nothing on, and just pray. You know, say like, hey, you know, help me out with this. I need guidance and that. Nowadays, that's why there's a huge problem because everyone's so entertained by technology and that they don't trade at all or not as much anymore because they don't think they have to. They think they got life. Like, you got the. I mean, yeah, I guess you say you got life from that. Like, people make a lot of money now, but people always get miserable with money anyway. You know, like I said, like I have more money than normal people do because you know I don't spend a lot of money. I'm not stupid with my
Anyone
money.
need ammo?
Like my next paycheck's gonna be a free paycheck. I probably will end up by buying a little bit of things. I might buy like a protein shake or a protein powder.
Nailed him! I'm a natural.
Don't get too cocky. I've got more sense just waiting.
They're really coming out really hot, huh?
I didn't expect you to make it through that wave.
I keep asleep in my bed with a nice smelling stuff.
Damn, look out!
The resupply
Get
pod
my
is open. Spend
getting my
your
cover done now. It's gonna smell
That's
so fucking
nothing.
good.
Walk
Well, they,
it off.
like when you purify stuff, it purifies your skin. Like some people is laying a dirty bed. Like I need like I have
Found ammo.
like I lay in a bed that's like I do wash, but I need to start washing like at least once a week. I mean, really just keep doing that so it stays clean. I have a bad habit because I'm never home at the time of that. And the only time I lay in my bed, not normally after a shower and that, so I'm not really dirty. I always wear like a shirt.
Got ammo
I
here.
always wear a shirt because I don't like sleeping. Some people like sleeping naked and that, which I don't blame them for doing that. Fuck all you guys. Get my ass good. Jeez, a lot of fucking sword guys. Why is there so many fucking people jumping me so fast? Jeez. Fuck off, bitch.
Mr. Sniper in the house. Damn, oh shit!
You can grab me, bitch.
Gotcha!
Damn it. And that's most of the wave. Just handed a pod.
That's the only thing I hate about Commando, even though he does like ridiculous fucking damage. Yeah, well actually I don't have the max mod damage on him that. Oh, he only does like 55%. You reload in time in that. You do 3% more damage and shoot 3% more damage. It's so fucking shit. Probably go reload speed. Yeah, I'm still going more damage.
Oh, is an accomplishment. Is pathetic like you.
That 30% damage is a massive increase.
Armor will help you keep your insides in.
We're gonna get.
Most people
I'll
prefer that.
do AK-12 or AKB-40. That's AK-12.
My very best bullet spitter.
The third one's gonna be great though. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of anime now. I watched Solo Leveling again, and now I'm watching. I was watching DBT, Del Mango or the name of. Watched a little bit of that. Solo Leveling up was actually good.
Hands
Now
up
I'm
if
watching.
anyone's got air freshener. It's uncode!
You can tell I'm kind of a professional player, because swinging my head around like that is fucking really insane, because I have no sound on.
Thank you, me.
Because my fan's on that, and I don't have any sound on. Just throw my fucking gun around like an idiot.
This stuff must be worth a fortune.
It works.
And it's just
I'm not going to go easy because you don't repair your armor.
Can I get something there? And I want the stone, I will grab the fucking scar. Oh, the AK's not bad. Yeah, I'll go with this one.
T-minus 10 seconds until you
I love this gun. Comes I reviewed that STG. STG is like one of my favorite guns in Call of Duty. STG and then MP40 while I was playing the old Call of Duty. I love STG because that had really good range. That MP40 was overpowered. I play Vanguard and I have fun. The MP40 for everybody. My mind is everywhere right now, so I don't know where you're gonna pop out at. Grenade everywhere, fuck. He's angry. He's angry. Yeah, what he does is when he falls on the ground, that's better off just throwing off all your grenades at him. Because then he spawns all those fat fucking guys, and but the MK grenades are really fucking powerful grenades.
got ammo here.
They're better than frags, they blow up a lot faster and way more powerful. HE grenade. Very simple, high explosive grenade. Heard said that he was like,
Next time I'm
really
bringing
doesn't
those
get any simpler. That HE high explosive. It goes boom and blows things up. Do you really have to explain it to you? It makes things go boom. I love their stuff. You can just tell people that made this game are just fun. Like, they're just cool, legitimate, like, extra dorks. Like, the creators of this, the ones that own this title, that are just super dorks. I've never been up here before. Huh. I'm not gonna go back too much.
Gotcha.
Oh my god. It's this big sword, guys. I always face so many of those motherfuckers. I got Florida. Fuck off, you bitches. Jeez, a lot of those sword guys. Fuck you. Damn, I faced like 7 of those bastards. There's that right there.
You twitch, ass face.
Fire strike. What are you doing? You dancing? Look at him! Oh, what the fuck? teleported. The game glitched out and the game resetted them. Sitting right here, like jumping like this. Oh, that's funny. Like that. I don't know if my clothes are ready. I think my towel might be ready. I put that on a speed wash, so I want to get that shit done. So I can sleep really fucking good tonight. I wish my room was cooler. I wish I had like.
Move it, idiot. Get some gear, ammo, all those things.
Well, it's only during like the summertime and that. Like, right now it's not too bad outside, but once it gets closer to August, it gets closer to September and that, and almost starts to drift down.
Minus 10 seconds.
The beginning of summer and that wasn't really hot. Like May is normally summer and that. It kind of shifted a little bit.
Anyone need ammo?
You know, winter wasn't too bad this year, but last
Get bored.
year's winter was fucking terrible. We had like a week of like literally negative fucking shit. Negative weather.
Bye, monster.
It was fucking terrible. Yeah, like it was so fucking cold outside. We are invisible.
Gotcha.
So like I had alerts outside. It was so fucking cold. They're all like, yeah, don't be outside in that. Chance of getting hypothermia and literally freezing is up. You might actually fuck you with freeze if that's outside. Like if you have a spelled skin in that, there's a chance of it freezing after like 30 minutes of being outside or something like that. I'm like, fuck yeah, it's time to go outside. It's time to go outside and test this shit out. I love challenging myself. Go outside when it's like fucking 30 below and that and run around half naked. Nah, run around half naked, but yeah. It's a pretty cool spot, like.
You'll still die. You're just dragging this out.
Pretty spunky jar. Yeah, that fucking old and dusty. Okay, that's pretty cool. Fuck your room, bitch. Looks pretty nifty. You got a back alleyway, there's a
Hands
big
up
pile
if
of
anyone's
trash
got air
everywhere.
freshener.
Got a cool little local bar here. This is fucking cool.
Pod shutting down.
That sounds pretty cool, man. I got a little pool table thing. Sounds like people are just like sitting there. They blow this shit up.
I'm going to try something different.
They blow up
Get
chairs.
ready to die.
Y'all jab that. Shoot him in the dick. Dick shots always work. Fuck you guys, go away. I don't give a fuck.
One of those
Shoot that ass. I love shooting things. One of the things I really want to do with my dad and that, I just don't have time to shoot. He's trying to like fucking money and that and doing other things and that. So I'd ask to go to the gun range with him and that, but like I know damn well if I go to the gun range, that's just gonna be like not shooting. Everyone's likely to just ignore me. See, I remember one time and I was sitting there and I was at the farm and that, And like I went outside to go shoot
Found ammo.
at target and that. I was just shooting my little 22 that I got in that little buff. And like my dad was on the phone talking to someone about something, completely like ignoring me and I'm not doing this shit.
Plenty more squeaks where that came from.
Got ammo here.
I want to go up here. Can I go up here? It's a nice little cozy spot. Got windows everywhere and shit. What the fuck are you doing here?
Pod closing soon. Hurry up so you can die.
Some serious cash to flash.
Wow, I never looked up in this game. I never actually looked around in this game. Wow. I wanna go over here. Go over here. Oh, the bridge is blocked off. I'm still really fucking curious how this shit, like, spread this far. If you really think about that, like, how did it spread this far to where people are, like, getting Zeds all over the world and shit? Like, it's so unique. What the fuck? I didn't... Whoa, I've never been in here before. Oh, okay, go in here. It says, particular... What's that even mean? Can't find my guide. I just got, like... You were drinking beer here or something? It's like... There's like just two people just sitting there. That's pretty cool. I've never been back here before. Well, okay, that's back where the bar's at. I don't know if this place would be good to hide out or not. I don't think anything can spawn in here. It doesn't look like it can. Might spawn from like out there, and I guess you can close off this door and then go from there. Huh.
That's good.
Okay, I can still heal myself. I gotta check my laundry real quick. That's 66%. Yeah. Get to eat another huge Okay. I'm back. I get my sheets and all that shit. Mmm. Smell good. And there's pineapple, something with the extra. Mmm. The pillowcases are a little bit damp. That's okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ah, nice. One pillowcase down. But yeah, I was at the gym. My God, 2 days ago on that, like, so actually, well, a day ago on that, there were so many people there wearing cologne, perfume, and shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck, guys? I'm like, put on fucking deodorant. These guys are so fucking retarded. Like, you don't know how to pick up girls in that, and you're not gonna pick up any women in that because you have no confidence. And you're sitting there like with a bunch of dudes in that, trying to work out and shit. And yeah, there's a lot of very, very attractive looking women there. I spotted one right before I was leaving that. She came in, man, she was super fucking attractive. She was really fucking hot. Hot in a cute way. Like, she was short. She was like barely like 5'2". But she had like the cutest fucking face. She had such an attractive face. And I looked at her, and she opened the door up for me and let me in. I guess she was opening the door up for herself and that, but then she saw me coming through. And then she said, and I said, oh, I thought it was gonna be my turn, to open up the door, because I opened up another person opened the door for me, and like she gave me a smile, and then I turned around, and I looked at her butt, and I looked at her and that, and I'm just like, damn. And then one of the other workers came in. He's some black dude in that, and he got like smirked because she was really fucking attractive. Like, damn, dude, super short, skinny girl in that, fat little round butt in that. Oh, my craving. I can't say I'm a big boob girl in that. I do like big boobs, but like if a girl's got a perky, nice little butt in that, she's got a really cute face, I'm down. Like, wake up next to a really pretty face in the morning time and that, and just seeing her would be fucking delightful. Sometimes faces are just more attractive than bodies. I, they say for some girls not. Some girls may not have like the biggest fucking boobs and that, but some of them just have really cute faces. Like their faces are like a sexual turn on. I'm just waiting for my cover to get done. I got a new thing I watch. I watch stuff fucking bad. You should watch Angry Video Game Nerd a lot. I watch like his season 1 and season 2 and season 3. Like my favorite seasons. I was watching this guy named Cinema Snob. I watched Nostalgia Critic. They're all movie reviewers. They all review movies and shit. I like listening to them talk because they're actually quite hilarious. And I found this guy, Dr. Wolfula, and he came out of nowhere too. And he's been doing YouTube for 15 years. Basically doing YouTube since like 2010. Basically when it started to get popular that. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking about that shit. I'm like, damn. And I found this guy named Horror Geek. Dude's like super funny in that. He does he talks about perverted stuff and taking trend and shit because he's a powerlifter and that, so he incorporates his stuff in his videos and that. I'm just sitting like thinking about like that shit's so funny that I was watching this one review. It's called Death Spa. He was sitting there. The police were coming into a spa because something happened. Someone died or something like that. Someone got hurt. He's just like the cop. He's talking like he's talking as the cops were talking. Like he was basically saying what the cops were saying in his own way. Oh, I'm breaking the law on that. He's like, it's like you guys are breaking the law on that. You guys are not doing leg day because everybody's like doing curls and shit. And he makes fun of people never doing legs. He always makes fun of people that have small legs and that. He's like, oh my god, you got spaghetti legs and that. You don't do legs at all. And he's talking about this one guy named what's his name? His last name's Thor. I don't know if it's a real last name or it's a made up last name, but he made a movie in that an 80s movie. John Michael Thor. Yeah, John Michael Thor. He's like, oh, I thought you were a bodybuilder. It looks like you're skipping leg day. And it's just so fucking funny that the guy comes in. He's not even that big. He's just really fucking cut. He's got good muscle detail in that. And like, he's just like really skinny in that. I'm just, I don't know. I just find it kind of funny that when people talk about exercise now because I'm so into it now. Like I always do legs. I do legs when I exercise. I do a lot of quads. I'm feeling my quads getting bigger now. My legs were not that big. My quads were, my glutes were. I got decent sized glutes. My quads are never that strong. And they're getting better now. Same with my calves. I still do squats and that. I think I have not as much control with squats. I do leg curls. I hate them fuckers so my legs are fucking on fire. I do lots of sets. Fuck, I'll go through probably like Sometimes I'll do up to 10 to 15 sets of like 6s or 8s or something like that. Get those fuckers to burn. I keep the set short though. Like low rest times, like maybe 10, 15 seconds. I don't like resting a lot. I hate it actually. I be saying, oh, you can rest for like a minute and a half. I'm like, fuck that shit. I'll drop that weight and hit that shit again. I hate waiting. That shit's annoying for me. I'm like, man, fuck that shit, bro. I literally hate waiting. I don't know why it drives you fucking crazy. I'm like, man, I'm not waiting fucking a whole minute. A whole minute at a time. I can get 2 more sets done. Of the water. Like people are going to PVC pipes now. Not doing copper pipe. We are so fucking spoiled. People would never understand how spoiled we are. We got video games. We got all shit. I got TV on my fucking wall. I got enough money to buy another TV and put on the wall because TVs are really cheap. I went from a 32-inch TV that I have right here that I bought for a long time. I went to a 55-inch. Dude, it's so insane how spoiled we are as Americans. Like, we have freedom to do what we want to do. As long as we don't break the law. That's amazing. We have, we can work. We can make money. We can produce stuff with that money. We can spend our money on whatever we want to spend on. There's no goddamn post. I know there should be. But there's not. It's just amazing. I just don't like that. I haven't took this shit in a while. My burnout. It's a sleeping thing. It shit's been there for fucking forever. I barely ever use it. Stuff's really strong though. Helps mellow out my brain a little bit, I guess. Oh. Yeah, they do. They got supplements for everything. It's fucking ridiculous. They got supplements for like losing weight, where you actually burn off a couple more calories than that, like 100 more calories a day. If you take the pill, you take it right in the morning time, like with food. It's supposed to stunt your appetite, to where you won't eat as much. Cause you lose weight, but then again, if you just eat more protein and fat and less carbs, you'll actually just lose weight anyway. Zoe! What are you doing, puppy? Almost there. Wait for my fucking. I want to make sure my cover is completely done. Man, this fan kind of sucks. If I turn it on too high, it makes a bunch of noises. I wish I can get me a damn HEPA filter again so I can get my air filter on. Actually does really good. Yeah, I gotta use my UV light shit before I leave to work tomorrow. I gotta point at my bed. Actually works really well. The only problem is you can't be in the room when it's on unless it's not pointing at you. Even if it's not pointing at you, the UV smells like it smells like the sun. Like it literally smells like UV light. And it fucking like it's hard to fucking breathe because it like neutralizes all the crap in the air. Tastes pretty good. Hi, puppy. How you doing? I think I'm gonna drink like half of it. I don't think drinking all of it. How you doing, baby? Hi. How you doing? You a good girl? Mm-hmm. Come on, go upstairs. Come on, I gotta go to bed. Come on, let's go in here. Oh. Yeah, the room's cooling off a little bit. Once I get my PlayStation off, it'll start cooling off a lot. But yeah. Well, it's not doing too bad. Just Trying to build my money back up. It's built up pretty quick though. I think by this year, and I should have at least, hopefully, about 6,000 or 7,000 in my account. That's what I'm waiting on. Is like build my money back up. I don't mind working when I'm in my late 40s or even my 50s and that, because I want to keep my ass busy. I just want to try to build up my body now and try to keep it that way. I listened to this one dude, older guy that he was telling me his name is Dave. Call him Super Dave. He has his own business and shit. But he goes around like does plumbing, does like odd job type shit. Made a business out of it. He's like, he always gives me money and that. We talked about God and that. He's like, I've done all this stuff that I ever wanted to do and that. He's like, I have high faith in God and that. I've done everything I can do in my life. Everything I can think of doing. Super Dave's not, he's like, it's not just insane. I've done a lot of stuff. He did like dirt bike racing, did like big jumps and shit, did a lot of stuff in that. He's like, I was a wild child. Done a lot of shit in my life. But now I'm just mellowing out. See smoking weed and that. You got really fucked up teeth and shit. Like, that's what they always say. It's like, why do people have fucked up teeth? Like, you like, you smoking weed and that, and cigarettes and that. And some people actually just don't brush their fucking teeth. I see some people come in that and like, they smile and that, and their teeth are like fucking corroded. And they look like shit. And their gums are all corroded and that, like, you know, you get mouthwash. I can understand that you probably have a little bit of bacteria in your mouth of that. Just mouthwash, or just rinse your mouth out with water or something to get all the crud off your fucking teeth. Or at least get the stuff in between the teeth. You know that you use too much of your teeth. Like, drinking soda and that stains your teeth. But when you have gum issues in that, sometimes it could be a lack of floss in that, or just rinse your fucking mouth out. Or some people say, it has a lot to do with your saliva. Your saliva is not strong enough to kill off bacteria and that, so your gums get infected very easily. I can see that happening. Lack of nutrition. The people don't take enough vitamin C. Vitamin C actually helps you out with all that shit. Vitamin C is a very potent thing. It depends on what you eat. It all depends on what you eat. Like, I've been eating more pineapple and shit. Pineapple is extremely good for you. I've been taking magnesium stuff. I don't know. I think it's just mostly just excuses. That like I keep a little bit of fat on me because I like it. I got a little pudge on me. Sometimes I want to get reduced just a little bit, but I always have a little bit of pudge on me. But I'm so like big that like it's hard to notice now because my arms are getting so big now. My shoulders are getting so big, so like you just see the pudge there, and like I just don't care. I really don't give a fuck. Scent all. That cover doesn't smell as good as it used to. No, I don't like that shit. I'm trying to air dry my cover. Yeah, I'm trying to get tired now. Not a little bit of scent with it. A little bit. You know, I mean, it was high scented before. Not as much scent. Look at that. That's one of the beads that didn't dissolve. Them fuckers smell so damn good. Probably more than just one of them. Yeah, that's what it was. I'll throw them on the ground. They smell good. They smell really good. Crack! Crack in a bag, guys. No. Okay. Well, I'm getting off on that. You guys have a good one night. God bless. Don't forget to pray. Pray's always good. Please, Lord Jesus, please help everybody out in the world that struggles and that needs help and that with anxiety and depression. Because that's demons. That's Lucifer's biggest thing to get people caught up in is all that depression, anxiety, and that. And find your lambs. And you are the holy shepherd and bring them back to the light. Amen. Guys, have a good one.